Hi there! Today I'm talking about Transaction Coordinator Software Review and Recommendations. My name is Carrie Jonicus and I am the owner and transaction manager of Amplify Transaction Services. If you are interested in learning more about how we can help you with your transaction coordination, you can visit our website at www.amplifiedtransactions.com. Let's get started. There are many transaction management options. You as an agent and for transaction coordinators. You can do transaction management on paper. It does take longer. However, some agents or transaction coordinators are still paper people. If you aren't managing a high volume of transactions, paper might work for you. The other option is a spreadsheet. Again, if you aren't managing a high volume of files, a spreadsheet might work for you. I have lots of agents that come to me and ask me, please help. I'm overwhelmed and I need some sort of system, something to help me get started. But I only do about 5 to 10 transactions a year. So I really don't want to add a transaction coordinator to my team just yet, but I need something to help me. What can I do? You can utilize a spreadsheet, and this is something that I definitely recommend for either a transaction coordinator or an agent who is just getting started and doesn't have a high volume of files. Now, if you are a transaction coordinator, I will say that if you have a goal of growing your pipeline, that you should find a system that has that scalability. It is much harder to get into a system and move to a different system than it is to just find a system and let it grow with you. There are ways to utilize a spreadsheet in a high volume case. However, I will tell you, because I've done it both ways, that a spreadsheet is not as efficient as some of the transaction management softwares out there. So I would urge you to really take a look at what your goal is and what that looks like. If you're an agent and you're looking to kind of fill a gap temporarily for you to manage your transactions until you can add a transaction coordinator to your pipeline or to your team, this is a great option for you because it doesn't really cost you anything. It's easy to get started and you can customize it to how you want it. But just know that when you hire a transaction coordinator, they are not going to follow that spreadsheet unless you are hiring in-house, which of course I don't recommend. The other option is there are some CRM programs that have a transaction management software built in. Brivity is one of those. Brivity is very complicated to get started as a CRM. If you are an agent and you are looking to use a transaction management software for you or your team, I would not recommend using your CRM for this. You should have a dedicated program to really help you to utilize the software the way that it is made to be used. A CRM is made to have those relationships built because it's a customer relationship system, right? We don't need a customer relationship system. While it's nice, it's great that it's all in one place, but those systems generally don't have what you need to efficiently use transaction management services inside of that. It just doesn't work. I strongly advise using a dedicated transaction management system. Which one is the best? I can't tell you which one is the best for you and your business, but what I can tell you are some of the pros and cons of the systems that are out on the market now that I have seen. The first one is open to close. Open to close can be as robust as doing things automatically for you, or it can be very simplified. The biggest struggle with open to close really is getting started. It's not as easy friendly, I would say, to get started, especially for an agent who is not great with technology and who doesn't like to kind of click around and figure things out. Open to close has come a long way since I first knew about it. And they do have a lot of training. They have a basic system set up already that you can put into play. There are people out there that can build the software for you. There are a few things that I don't like. Number one, the setup. Number two, when you add someone new, it is very time consuming. Updating information, very time consuming, and it can be very expensive. If you have a very large team and you are managing a lot of transaction, I'm talking thousands of transactions a year, it may be worth your time and efforts to have a system like open to close. Now, there are other systems out there that you can utilize that might not be as robust, but still give you what you might need in a transaction management software. Another option is Airtable. Airtable is basically a glorified spreadsheet. Why would I even mention that as a dedicated transaction management system? Why wouldn't I just say it's a spreadsheet? Because it has a lot more options to, as opposed to creating that spreadsheet. Now, this is another one. It's not for the faint of heart. You are basically creating something from the ground up, which of course is very time consuming, and you may not have that time. But the benefit is you are able to customize it to do what you want it to do, as opposed to following only the options that are available inside of a specific transaction management software. The next system that I would recommend is A-Frame. It is much easier to get set up, to get going, and it's efficient. It's pretty good on price. Of course, as they add more options, the price is increasing, and of course, our economy, the way that things are increasing. But it is a great starting option for someone who is looking to grow their business and has the capability to handle a high volume of files. There's one thing that I do want to mention, and of course, this is happening in our market more and more and more and more, is that a lot of people are wanting to add AI into their transaction management. And something that I fully believe in is having that person that your clients or you can go to, and you don't have to worry about, is this something that's just computer generated? We want to still have that relationship. And while it's not us that is creating a relationship with your client, we're still part of the team. And so we don't want to make it feel like they can't talk to a real person. I think we all know those situations where you've called a service provider and you want to talk to just someone, and it's an automated system. Press 4 for this, press 5 for this. And you just want to talk to someone, and you say over and over and over again, representative, I need help. I want to talk to someone live, something, and you just can't get to a person. That is so frustrating. And I never want to see our transactions get to that point. I don't want that automated, feel. It shouldn't be, transactions shouldn't be, it shouldn't be automated. It just shouldn't. So I know there's a lot of companies out there that are automating their transactions. They are putting AI into their transactions. Technology is fantastic, but we also must not lose the sight of that client relationship and having that go-to person where they can pick up the phone and talk to. And you'll hear people talk to you about how if they use AI on this, then they'll be able to spend more time on giving more attention to your client. And to me, it's still AI is AI. You're adding automation. It's those are the things that are somewhat taking away from that actual personalized feel. And that's what makes people feel good when they're working with someone, is actually having a person instead of a robot. I don't want to talk to a robot. This makes me think, going back to lenders, and everyone was all scared because, we used to have the people come into the office and fill out loan applications, right? And everyone was all nervous that the lenders, this was going to take away the lender's job, because now they don't, people still want to talk to somebody. They still call the lender and ask them for help when they're filling out their online applications. They still need help and they still want to talk to you. So while technology can improve on those things, we must not lose sight of that personalized attention that we want to give to our clients. So there are a few options for you. If you want to talk about any of these options, I would love the opportunity to give you my thoughts. Or if you want a spreadsheet that you can get started on your real estate transactions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. You can reach me at 815-293-7701. You can either call or text me at that number, or you can send me an email at info@amplifiedtransactions.com. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'll see you on the next one.